hate crimes there too. And so everything's going to pass. The total Federal Reserve takeover to society, the banking takeover through that, the environmental takeover with the carbon tax, the open borders to destroy the sovereignty of the country, the hate crimes bills to restrict free speech. It's all happening right now. The federalization of water. They're taking over. It's a revolution.
We're on the march. The empire's on the run. Alex Jones and the GCN Radio Network.
This is Alex Jones with 5 good reasons you should consider buying a solar power generator this summer. Number 1, new climate legislation could easily double or triple your electric bill. Number 2, our new energy czar wants to control how much power your electric company allows you to have. It's true. Total government control of electricity in the name of smart grid technology is coming. Number 3, in some areas of the country, the power grid is dangerously overloaded, especially with the high-demand summer months ahead. Number 4, the hurricane and dangerous summer storm season is here again. Every year, thousands of families lose their power from weather-related outages. Number 5, a solar power generator provides powerful backup insurance and peace of mind. Folks, I really believe in the solar power generators offered by Solutions from Science, a longtime sponsor of ours. You can get more information at www.mysolarbackup.com. That's mysolarbackup.com. Remember, the government doesn't own the sun yet, so go to mysolarbackup.com or call toll-free 877-327-0365. This is Alex Jones. Have you heard of the Millionaire Patriot? Well, you should. He has a free handgun and 5 days of firearms training waiting for you. That's right. You can attend 5 days of world-class gun training at Front Sight Firearms Training Institute and secure a 30-state concealed weapons permit, all for pennies on the dollar. Plus, if you act fast, the Millionaire Patriot will give you a free Springfield Armory XD pistol in the caliber of your choice. I believe now is the time that you and your family need to be armed and trained to levels that exceed law enforcement and military standards. Front Sight provides such training without any boot camp mentality or drill instructor attitudes. This is real. Don't miss out. Secure a Front Sight defensive handgun course, plus a 30-state concealed weapons permit for pennies on the dollar, and get your free handgun. Go to frontsight.com today. That's FRONTSIGHT.com. Go to frontsight.com for your training and free gun.
Did you know that it's a documented fact 80% of all Americans and 85% of people around the world suffer from internal parasites and parasitic infection? You may be one of millions of people suffering from one of dozens of debilitating chronic diseases from these parasites, and your doctor would never know it. In fact, clinically detected parasites account for only 1% of all cases. Don't continue to suffer from pain due to misdiagnosis. Now you can fight internal parasites, heavy metal poisoning, and high cholesterol naturally and safely by mixing fossilized phytoplankton powder, also known as FPP, with your favorite beverage once a day. FPP is used around the world, has numerous uses, and is now available to you from Freshwater Organics. FPP strengthens skin, hair, and bones, lowers cholesterol, and is an excellent source of natural plant-based silica with 14 trace minerals. Order some today at freshwaterorganics.com. Again, that's freshwaterorganics.com, or call 888-949-3570.
Day after day, alone on a hill.
I promised to get into this chemtrail news, so that's coming up. Let's get to your calls right now. Danny in Texas, go ahead. Welcome.
Hey, Alex. Good to hear from you. Good to hear your show. A couple of quick points and a question, if you'll stay with me just a second. Qualify the first one by saying I'm not just buttering you up so you'll give me time on the radio. I really would really covet an hour conversation with just you, because I can't even get my wife to talk to me about this stuff. But anyway, it's an absolute priceless work that you're doing. People just don't realize, and you, sir, I believe, are probably the free.
Well, let me say this. I know it's priceless, and that's why I don't do the best job all the time. So that's what's even more frustrating, is this work is so important, and I don't like being the main person having to do it, because it's so important. I wish I could do less and craft it better and make it, more focused and effective. But, you do what you can.
Anyway, I was reading a little booklet that my wife got me. It's entitled The Declaration of Independence and the Constitution of the United States. And so that brings me to my second point. I'd like to challenge anyone out there that's listening today. If you can read the Declaration of Independence and or the preamble of the Constitution and not get chills up and down your spine and or get angry about what's going on in our country today, then
you mean the Al-Qaeda-tution?
Right. But I would certainly say then your patriot is probably dead.
No, I agree with you, because when you read the Declaration of Independence, all the same stuff is happening today.
Yeah, exactly right. And that brings me to my question. What is it that could be done? I mean, are these people all hedged off to where they can't be sued or arrested? Because it clearly says in the First Amendment to the Constitution, Congress shall make no laws, ... and it finishes the First Amendment. And, it's nothing new. They've been doing that forever. But, I mean, now they've really gotten to a point where it's self-destructive. I mean, it's going to do completely away with the First Amendment. And this is what our country was founded on. This is what makes this country great. And this is what we should go by as far as laws in our country. And for them to just basically wipe their behinds with it, it makes me furious. It makes me want to, I don't.
Well, then if you try to stop them from wiping their behinds with the Constitution, they then call you a terrorist, and that's what the DHS reports are about. And that's the one big thing the globalists have on their side, is they are not short on bold. They got plenty of boldness, plenty of chutzpah, bravada, whatever you want to call it. They are very arrogant, a lot of hubris, and a few other choice words I can think of. To start teaching kids that there are no seasons, and to start teaching kids that, that it's normal to spy on your parents. I mean, it's all just over-the-top tyranny. And what tyrants do is they come in and they practice tyranny. And if they can spy on people without warrants, well, they can ban the First Amendment. And if they can go in and federalize most of the preachers and get them on an intelligence operation payroll, the problem is the government's organized, it's centralized, it's able to make mass changes, even if it's unpopular, even if it's criminal. We have to all locally sue them, speak out against them, say no, get really aggressive with government. And we've had a lot of victories against them. I mean, as bad as things are, things would be a lot worse if we hadn't have been fighting them all along. But we also have to get all these comfortable people that don't think it's their job. Folks are so selfish nowadays and so self-centered, they won't even get up off their fat butts to protect themselves. And so the next best thing we can do is say, okay, everything's going to collapse because you have this lackadaisical jackass attitude. And when it does collapse, don't blame the people that are still free market and still own some property and can still live their lives self-sufficiently. Because, see, the howling mob of scum, they're going to be the weapon the New World Order uses. That's the big dirty secret. After the globalists are done collapsing things, the average scumbag out there is going to go suck their boots and prostrate themselves down before them and beg even more and grovel, because that's all they know at a bestial level. And then the establishment's going to say, your enemies, those gun owners, those conservatives, those Christians, those liberals, those landowners, those, get them. And the public's just going to go, ah, and they'll put on their little it's like the Soviet Union. Or like a third world country. They're going to put on, you take a dumb, lazy scumbag who's watched TV their whole lives, you give them a machine gun and a uniform, they're ready to murder their neighbors and make excuses. It's a green tax. It's we're taking your kids. The neighbor said they saw something. Sell the kids. Now Texas police just pull people over and go, give me the cash. and then they go on TV and go, we take your money. It's like Chicago, where the police are openly corrupt and they are the mafia. And so we're turning into Mexico. And if we roll over like they do in Mexico to corruption, or we roll over like they did in Germany, we're going to be total slaves. I appreciate your call. Bill in Wisconsin. Bill, you're on the air.
Yeah, Alex, how are you today?
I'm doing all right, Bill. What's on your mind?
Well, a couple of things. First of all, you were talking about the opium over there in Afghanistan, and I saw flashed across the news, how they streamed that about week to 10 days ago where Holbrook, you know, the fellow that's in the Bilderberger.
Yeah, he's the opium don. He's the opium czar over the plantations.
Right. He made the statement that